Today I'll be showing you a survival guide to clearing Crimzon Clover's Arcade Boost Mode. Arcade Boost Mode works off of the main mechanic, namely the Boost Mode, where the timer on the top left will increase as you are in break mode. You'll enter break mode automatically when your bomb meter towards the top right completely fills up. And so you might be wondering why I'm not firing a single shot. Well, the rank of the game is determined by how high the timer is and whether or not you are in break mode. So I am going to keep that timer as low as possible, and I'm going to enter break mode as late as possible, and to do that, I am not going to fire a single shot in this stage until I absolutely need to. Technically, this makes stage 1 a bit harder because I have to dodge all the bullets that are coming at me. However, it makes things easier later on in the game because eventually when I can't afford to keep the timer low because I need to destroy enemies, the timer will already be low enough to keep the bullet speed down. So when the rank increases in boost mode, the bullet speed increases, and then when you're in break mode and you hit a certain break rate, you'll get revenge bullets, and then at max rank you'll get revenge patterns. All of those bullets, revenge bullets, and revenge patterns, and you'll see I'm kind of dancing with the music here, are determined by determined by the timer. And here now I can't help but shoot, so I keep my focus shot into the very middle, and I don't activate any lock-on shots. I don't care about having any multiplier. Having a multiplier increases the rate at which the bomb meter goes up, which makes me go into break mode faster, so I don't want any of that. And then here, even though I have my lock-on active, I only do it to reduce the speed of my ship because I am not firing any single shots. I want to avoid firing unless I really need to. And then here including, so if you don't kill those two ships, that final rush that you normally see at the end of stage 1 does not happen. So you'll see I don't get the rush of ships that you normally see at the end of the stage because I didn't kill those two big pods at the end. Unfortunately, I cannot not shoot the boss, but that's fine, so I'll go into break mode at the boss, which is what I want. And my timer is still at 0, so I should end the boss with a 0 timer, boost timer. Of course, if you're playing for score, you want to have that timer as high as possible. The boost timer makes a full circle every 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds that you have the boost timer active, that's when your rank increases. So the trick to also keeping the timer down while being in break mode is to bomb to end your break mode right before the 30 seconds hits. As soon as you bomb before a full circle has happened on your timer, the timer goes back down to the last checkpoint, which is the last 30 seconds that you completed. So here I end stage 1 with an abysmal score. Please don't look at my score. But I start stage 2 with the 0 boost timer, so you can see the bullets are still very slow, very manageable here, and I don't have any revenge bullets yet because I'm not in break mode. And here I'm timing my shots to only destroy the enemies that I need to so that I can clear a way to keep dodging. And what I want is, I don't want to be in break mode when this big tank comes. If you're in break mode when this big tank comes, then you get the barrage of ships that come from the top. If you're not in break mode, then that section is completely skipped. Here for this quadruplos, it's easier to destroy this in break mode, so and I can't help it. Break mode is entered automatically. I have technically no control over it. I can control the timing based on how I bomb, but I can't control when exactly it activates. And so here I bomb to reduce my timer back to 0. You see now I'm back to 0 timer, bullets are slow again. As soon as you activate break mode, the bullet speed increases. It's kind of like a new tier of rank. And for right before the mid-boss here, I stream very slowly from the right to the left, and doing so will allow me to dodge all of those bullets. And then for the mid-boss here, I aim to speed kill it and to break mode, which makes this boss a bit easier. I happen to get a full multiplier because why not? And then I go slowly from the left to the right here, which allows me to dodge the first bit of these patterns, and then this next one, I hang out towards the middle, and I concentrate my fire on the main portion of the mid-boss, and then I bomb to destroy the boss, because I don't want to have my timer increase from destroying it. So when you destroy large enemies and parts of bosses, your timer also increases. Of course, destroying the boss or the boss parts with the bomb does not increase your timer. So the goal still here is to minimize the amount of boost timer that I have. Here I'm in the minecart section. There are so many enemies that it's hard to not be in break mode fairly quickly. And so sometimes when it gets very hectic, paying attention to the boost timer too much might lead to a death. So if you reach a checkpoint, if you reach the 30 seconds, it isn't that huge of a deal. But I am keeping, like, glancing at the timer. It's almost at 30 seconds, so 23 seconds. I don't want to risk it and time it too strictly, so I decide to bomb. And then I strafe back and forth here. I bomb again because I have plenty of bombs available to me, so why not make things easier, less stress. And so this one for boost timer management in the stage 2 boss is a little tricky. The boss has a lot of parts that can be destroyed, which add about 2 seconds to your timer. And so I found that trying to keep my timer at 0 for this boss is actually tougher than kind of minimizing it. So here I focus on the middle of the boss. I enter break mode, and I don't use any lock-on shots. The more parts you destroy in this boss, the more aggressive the boss gets when firing bullets from its core. Right now, since I haven't destroyed any parts, the only shots being fired from its core is the main pattern. This is a double-edged sword because by not destroying any parts in the beginning, it makes the final pattern a bit harder. This pattern can be hard to dodge, so don't be afraid to bomb through it. But those big red bullets become more aggressive with the more parts that I destroy. Here I just go to the side to dodge the boss trying to punch me to death. And then I bomb to destroy this phase because I, again, want to try to minimize the timer gained. And so I go from side to side here. I go into break mode. And I just find the gaps through those. Here it can be kind of tough. The more parts that are alive, the more of those red strings of bullets that will come at you. I narrowly dodged one and managed to get somehow get a full lock on, so I got a bit lucky there. So that's what I meant when, if you don't destroy too many parts, it makes that last phase a bit more difficult. So I end up with the 30-second timer. I'm pretty happy with that. Getting a full lock-on kill drastically increases your timer, so I didn't want to do that, but I did get the bomb reset. It's recommended to get a bomb reset every time, since you'll be using a lot of bombs here. And you'll see the first instance of the revenge bullets coming in. Since my break rate's at 14 and I'm in break mode, now enemies I destroy, if I destroy them too far away, I get those big blue revenge bullets aimed at me. So this part is pretty manageable, but this next part coming up, it gets a little tricky, so I decide to bomb. And now here's another survival trick where after that ship fires, you can hang out at the top corner of the screen and you'll get a little breather, take a sip of water because that ship will not fire at you. And then here I even delay firing on this ship because if you destroy this one too quickly, you'll get bonus enemies. And so I don't want any bonus enemies, I just want to get the minimum amount of enemies to deal with at once. You destroy these flowers. Here it's a bit, the bullets are large enough and they're not too dense, so it's manageable here. I'm in break mode. I time the lock shot so that those bullets don't get to me too quickly. And now here's a portion, a tricky portion before the stage 3 boss, where if your rank is high enough, the insects will also shoot a lot of revenge bullets. But generally, if your rank is low enough, you can strafe left and right like that. The Type Z shot is wide enough. Here for the mid-boss, I follow the stream of bullets to the side and dodge that, and then I count the amount of lasers. So there's one, I'm going to dodge 4 lasers. Here's 2. This is the 3rd one. And on the 4th one, I destroy the phase. The reason why I do this is the more time you spend killing the boss here, then the easier the next section becomes. This section is a bit tough, but if you dodge it, if you start on the right and dodge slowly to the left, then it's very consistent. And so now that it took extra time to destroy the mid-boss, I don't have as many enemies in this portion of the rush. And here I'm hanging out on the right side. I used the bomb and I had picked up the bomb reset. As long as I hang out on the right side here, those pods will not shoot at me. In addition, the insects that spawn on the right are immediately destroyed, so they won't shoot at me either. And then here is another case where if I destroy the ship quickly, then I get bonus enemies, which I don't want. And so I just follow the stream of the purple bullets left and right and destroy it, and I avoid that next rush. So for this one, start on the left, and then I go slowly to the right here, and then slowly back to the left. I'm holding on to my shot, I'm not using a lock-on because I want the full spread of my shot here. And then I bomb right before this next stream comes in because I want to time the activation of my break mode for after these snakes, or around at or after these snakes are destroyed. That way I get a screen clear. And so not having break for these snakes makes it kind of difficult. When you destroy them, they release these orange revenge bullets at you. But now that I have my break mode, I go slowly to the left here. I do a pretty risky cutback. I should have bombed there, but you know, I did a risky cutback and it worked out. And I destroyed these large ships as quickly as possible here. I have my finger on the bomb button because it gets pretty hectic now. I have revenge bullets coming at me. So I bomb, stay to the left, and then now that the large flower has opened up, I go slowly to the right here. I bomb again. This section, if you need to bomb to get through it, there's no shame in bombing. Those insects can snipe you off to the side there. I almost got sniped. And then, let's see, so the second ship is another example where if I destroy the ship quickly, then I get additional pods before the boss comes in. So I just casually dodge through it, and then in the middle of the warning sign for the boss, I destroy it. For the stage 3 boss, I start off to the left here, and then wait for the boss to cross, and then I cut through that gap there, move to the right here. By then I have break mode. And then here's a safe spot. If you relax, if you stay on the bottom left corner of the screen, none of those bullets will hit you. And then here, I weave through this screen, which gets a little bit faster, so you have to kind of avoid getting clipped there. And here is the next portion. Since I'm in break mode, these bullets you can see are coming pretty fast, and I'm almost at max rank. I need to stay at max rank because my bomb meter is pretty high, and I'm trying to save my bomb for a later portion of this fight. So I need to deal with this, the bullet speeds here. Here the bullet speeds aren't too bad. The more petals that I destroy here, the harder or the more dense that purple spread will get. So I avoid firing because I don't want to destroy them too much here. And then I go all the way back around until the start of this next one. You can see that, yeah, the bullet speed is incredibly fast. So here is when I decide to bomb. Bullet speed is much more manageable here. And I just go left and right. So I don't really have to do too many cutbacks, and about 2 or 3 cutbacks that I have to do here to dodge those. And then I really want to end this phase before I have to dodge around the world, or around the screen for that part again, because the bullet density is pretty thick. For this next phase, if you need to use the bomb, use it. I use it here. The bullet speeds are pretty fast. When you're not in break mode, this phase is very manageable. So that's the end of stage 3. I have a 1-minute timer for my boost timer, which is pretty good. And I'm going to pick up another bomb reset. You don't get a full bomb reset every time that you pick it up. It depends on the stage. The later on you go into the game, then the bomb resets actually reset more of your meter. So here I don't have a full bomb stock, but it's pretty good. At the start of stage 4, I hang out on the left here, I use my lock-on shot, and then I hang out on the right, use my lock-on shot again. And then for this, I go quickly to the left, and I do not use any lock-on shots, and I slowly stream to the right of the screen, and then I pick an opportunity and I cut back. So generally, you have to time it. The timing isn't always the same, but there's usually at least one gap that you can go through there without having to use the bomb. And then here, Type C is very powerful that with your focus shot, you can stream back and forth and take care of those ships easily. Here I'm getting some revenge bullets, but as long as you go back and forth and then use your wide shot to take care of the popcorn enemies, then there shouldn't be any issue. It's just a matter of going back and forth across to the bottom of the screen. So I could bomb here, but I let the timer reach the next checkpoint because I want to use the firepower and I want to save my bombs for later on in the level. And so I go slowly to the left here and I try to find a gap. I didn't really find a gap that I wanted to go through, so I use the bomb. And then here you go back and forth dodging the clusters of purple bullets. It's fairly consistent. And then here you follow the bullets in whatever direction they go. And then there's usually a second one that comes in. Here I take advantage of a safe spot. The safe spot is relative, so as long as you only slightly dodge the first cluster of bullets that are fired on you, then you can stay put, and then the next one will, the next clusters won't hit you. So here's the cat's eye portion. If you played Arcade Original, this portion you'll find a lot more difficult. Unlike Arcade Original, these bullets are all aimed at you, and so it makes it pretty difficult, especially when you destroy each ship, then the amount of bullets that each ship fires increases. So I have 3, so then the lines increase and they're all aimed at me, so it can be kind of tough. If you need to bomb, definitely do not hesitate to bomb here. I have my finger on the bomb button if I need to. And then towards the end it gets kind of tricky. So now for the mid-boss. This mid-boss is kind of challenging. One way of doing it is I bomb at the very beginning, and then I'm waiting until I get my second bomb, looking at my bomb meter. I'm not quite there yet, so I'm trying to go around. I managed to end the phase in time. And I bomb a second time because I don't want to deal with those turrets. Once those turrets at the front are dealt with, then this part is a little easier. Just weave through the green and the red bullets there. So my bomb meter is pretty high, so I don't really like that too much, so I'm looking to get that bomb reset. I'm creeping along the screen. I'm not using my focus shot. The options of the Type D ship are wide enough that as long as you keep your finger on the regular shot, then those pods won't clip you. I enter break for my next rush for the last portion of the section here. And the goal is to destroy these quadruples as fast as possible because they can start to gang up on you. Thankfully, Type Z in break mode is very powerful, so it only takes a couple of lock-on shots to destroy them. But this portion with 2 on the same screen at the same time is tricky, so a safety bomb is recommended here just to get through it. And then this next rush, I stream back and forth, keeping my wide shot active, and that takes care of them. Now for the stage 4 boss, I focus on the leftmost turret first. I spam the lock-on shot as fast as possible. I enter break mode, which gives me some time to some extra time to kill it, but I did not see that aim stream at me, so I take a hit, which is fine. And so I use a bomb here just to reset my positioning here. And then I go back and forth here to dodge that blue spread of bullets. The spread gets a little bit wider with each time it fires. I got walled off there, but I got lucky with the phase kill. Here, it's all about luck about which turret I'll get. So I got 2 harmonicas, which is very unlucky. I get walled off here. Very unfortunate, especially since I kill it. I get a third harmonica, which is very unlikely, and then a fourth one. So getting 4 harmonicas in a row is extremely unlucky, but that's the way it happens sometimes when you're doing these runs. Here I hang out near the wing to prevent bullets fired by those mines, and I go slowly to the bottom here, and then at this point I'm trying to destroy the bots as fast as possible. Those bullets can be a little tricky to weave through, so I managed to weave through one of them. If you need to use a bomb at that portion, then a bomb can make it a lot easier. So I use a bomb before getting the bomb pickup to reset my bomb meter, my break meter. That way I'll have the maximum amount of time outside of break at the start of stage 5. So starting stage 5, I have 1 extend, so it's not the best position, but I'm close to the 250k extend. So I'll know that if I can last through the stage, I'll get at least 1 more life. And here I'm just keeping my wide shot active. I'm outside of break mode, so these bullets are fairly manageable. But sometimes those tanks coming off to the side can snipe you, so it's good to keep the wide shot active. Here we get to the first big turret, destroy it here. And then now I'm in break mode, so I go slowly to the side here. And then we have 3 big turrets here, so there's 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to get some more waves of enemies, and I'll get 3 more large turrets. And then you have the section with 2 very, very large tanks here that fire the walls of bullets that'll wall you off. And then after you destroy those, I slowly creep down the screen toward the left side, cut back all the way to the other side, and then now I'm focusing my fire on the turrets here. The turrets fire fast enough that they'll wall you off. I almost got hit. I thought I was going to get hit, so I bombed there for safety. Start on the left, go all the way to the right, and then when the first missile ship comes in, you go slowly to the side here and destroy them. In break mode, it's a lot easier to destroy them. And if you need to, use all the screen real estate that you need to dodge those missiles or those bullets. So I'm at a 3. I'm going to be a 3.5 minute boost timer, which is pretty good. Right at this point, I'm not concerned about keeping the timer low, so if the timer increases, that's fine. It's better to focus on the screen and dodging the bullets than it is to focus on the screen and the timer. With these tanks will infinitely spawn, and with them, they will infinitely spawn revenge bullets, so I decide to bomb. And then here I am waiting and decide I was almost in break mode, but I didn't think I would get it in time, so I bombed again. And we have the first large ship here. This is another case where I don't want to destroy the ship too fast, because then I'll get a second one, which I do here. I tried to slow it down a bit, but it's hard to dodge all the bullets in this case. I'm hanging out in the middle of the screen, so now we have we'll have 3 large tanks, so that's the first one. The second one, it's important to destroy them quickly because those bullets will wall you off, and sometimes they'll wall you in an awkward position. This ship is very awkward. Those turrets fire aimed bullets that travel very quickly at you, so I use a planned bomb to not even worry about it. And I only have 1 extend, so I can't really afford to take a hit. Now approaching the mid-boss. I don't want to increase my break meter, so I do not fire on these tanks. Those tanks will not fire back, so it's perfectly safe to do that. And then here I'm traveling through, only focusing on the green bullets. I'm traveling through the gap, slowly going to the side and following the tank's movement. Here, these 2 turrets will fire at you, and they'll alternate. So the pink stream is always aimed at you, and the blue stream is aimed around you. After firing, I'm hanging out at the top. If I was playing for score, I could milk those missiles, but I'm not worried about that. So I hang out at the top of the tank and spam my lock-on shot to destroy it. So here, I want to keep the rank low, so I use a bomb to end my break mode, and then I get the bomb reset. I'm late enough in the game that I get a full bomb reset, so I'll have pretty good resources to manage with. Here with this initial spider tank, you want to destroy the tank slow enough that it doesn't spawn a second one, which generally means that you have to dodge 2 of its attacks, at least. If you destroy it before it uses 2 of its attacks, then it'll spawn a second one. And what I do is, I hang out towards the top of the screen, which is a little bit risky because of the floating tanks coming down, but it gives me the most room to just go slowly from one side to the next to dodge the aimed bullets from the spider tank. Here I'm entering break mode, and so the attack will come a little bit more aggressively, so I had to go down the screen a little bit, but I managed to dodge it. Now that I've dodged 2 of its patterns, I now try to focus on killing as fast as possible, which I managed to do here. I hang off to the side because that missile ship has a collision hitbox where if you hang out towards the middle of the screen, it'll hit you and you'll end up taking a hit. I almost get walled off, so I take a safety bomb there, but I hang out to the side, and now we're approaching the 3 mini bosses, or the 3 mini stage 3 bosses. And so I hang out towards the top, I go down to the bottom screen when the pods are coming. My break mode activates and I don't have any bombs, but I managed to destroy it fast enough. And so now I'm focusing my fire on in the middle of the screen, because the line of tanks coming down from the middle will fire at me if I don't destroy them fast enough. Here I almost get hit by a laser and I panic, so I use the bomb. You definitely don't want to die with bombs in stock when you could have used them, so better safe than sorry. Here the next priority is the line of ships coming to the left of the screen. I don't want them to fire at me. My next priority after that are the tanks flanking the next hecaton here. I use a bomb because I would have gotten hit, and then I just keep spamming my lock-on shot to destroy it. So I have 223k stars. I know that if I can make it past this boss, I will for sure get an extend. With this boss, it's sort of a pick your poison. Well, first you have to get through these mini turrets. So the mini turrets are going to shoot aimed bullets at you. You can misdirect them by slowly going towards this, slowly screaming back and forth, and then cutting back when you see a gap. But once you get to the main stage 5 boss, it's a bit of a pick your poison. You only have a limited amount of bombs, so if you decide to bomb one pattern, then you have to dodge another. The way I have it set up, I actually decide to dodge the first pattern. It's very consistent once you get it down, and then I decide to dodge the next one as well. And so the first pattern here, you just have to strafe side to side. It's fairly consistent. You do that 10 times, and here you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2 up, and then go slowly to the right. And then if you go slow enough, it creates just a big enough gap so you can go through and then dodge the next part of the attack as well. The practice that is very, very consistent. Here I also decide to dodge this one from hanging out right in front of the core of the boss. And then right before those purple bullets come, this is where I decide to bomb. This pattern is very difficult to dodge. I don't want to bomb twice. Once you dodge the initial part of this pattern, you can go left and right fairly quickly and dodge through the gaps. And now here is another portion where it's what I call a relative safe spot. If you focus on the middle core of the boss, and you trail the boss very slightly, so notice that my ship is always on the outside of the lock-on circle, and I trail its movement, there won't be a laser that fires on you, and then as long as you don't destroy the turrets won't fire any revenge bullets. So I slightly trail the boss, and there was never a laser that goes down there. Here's the bouncing phase. This phase is always very difficult for me, so I bomb through here. But the boss, as it bounces down, will shoot aimed bullets at you. The best way is to misdirect them by going up towards the middle side of the screen, and then using that gap to dodge down to the other side, like I'm doing here. Easier said than done, at least for me. It's very hard, so if you have a bomb, use it, because the bomb reset you get here is also a full bomb reset. since I already got the 250k extend, I don't have to worry about getting the star upgrade. So I'm going to get the bomb reset here. So in training mode, I have defeated this boss with 2 extends, so I'm feeling pretty good at this point. This first pattern is a spread that, depending on your rank, and this is why I like to keep my rank very low. If your rank is high, these bullet spreads, it's fairly random and it's very fast. Here, I get clipped, so I'm not too worried. For this next portion, you want to maintain a steady trajectory, so you don't want to do random cutbacks because those bullets are aimed at you. And here I mistime the laser, so I get hit by the laser, and at this point I'm like, well, it's time for my practice to kick in, and I'm gonna have to no-miss the rest of this boss. So here with these, they're semi-aiming patterns. If you go slowly back and forth and then do a quick cutback when you get to the edge, then you can keep dodging it. And then here normally is when I destroy the boss, so this is pretty hard. As long as you are at the top of the screen, you can avoid those lasers and then just dodge the red bullets. So normally my routing, I'm done by now, I don't have to dodge that, and I definitely don't want to dodge that spread again. So I decide to bomb. And so now here I'm almost at break mode, but I don't have it yet. Here there are gaps between these bullets, so you strafe left and right and dodge these gaps. I get into break mode, which is going to be kind of tough. Here it's important to go right between the blue bullets, and then I typically bomb at the end of that pattern. And then here, these are aimed bullets that are firing at me, so I just go back and forth, back and forth. On occasion, you'll get a straggler bullet there. And then for the final attack here, so this final attack, of course, use all the resources you can. I'm down to my last extend, but a key here that is different from Arcade Original is that these streams of yellow bullets are completely straight, so they don't change their trajectory and they don't change in speed when they get closer to you. So you can find the gaps, and I only move left and right when I see a stream coming directly at me, because I know that I'll be able to dodge slightly to the side without getting hit here. And what I like to do for the final attack, especially since in a regular run you're at a point where you have no extends left, you have no resources, I'll just go into training mode, I'll get to the final attack, and I won't fire a shot, and I'll see how long, and I'll time myself, see how long I can last. Typically with this portion, in a regular run when you're firing and using bombs, it's about 30 to 35 seconds. And so I'll try to test myself to see, okay, can I last 45 seconds without getting hit, or maybe getting hit once? Can I last a minute? That way, when I get in a regular run and I don't have any resources left, I can say, okay, I can definitely last the 30 seconds that I need to. So, in any case, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.